So tell us a little bit about who you all are and what you do.
Well, I'm with the Carolina Clinchfield chapter of the NRHS. We're from Boston, North Carolina. I sell books that belong to our historical society. I do some of the books. We're just here for publicity, mostly.
So you do a lot of different Clinchfield history. Love Clinchfield. What are some of the? Looks like you've got some artifacts over there. What's some of the coolest Clinchfield stuff that you've come around at these shows?
Well, we're selling some Seaboard System signs that had been donated to us. They make excellent display items. We have our chapter caps for sale. That's the only memorabilia we have.
We got a lot of great publications here. Probably going to come through and buy a little bit later because I love the Clinchfield. So thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. N-scale model layout by the Central Carolina N-scalers. Tell us a little bit about how this layout came to be.
Okay, thank you. The Central Carolina N-scalers started about 10 years ago around a kitchen table in Salisbury. It has grown now to where we have about 25 members, and we are doing every train show we can find within about a 100-mile radius of Spencer. We are set up frequently at North Carolina Transportation Museum in Spencer. The modules live in a trailer that one of the members owns. Each of the modules in the layout is owned by a member of the club or the club itself. They all come apart. They're built to a standard and they come apart. This particular layout we have for you today is 5 3/4 miles around in N scale. This is about where we get the most room to set up. The first public show we ever did was in support of the Alexander chapter at this show about 2006 or 2007. Very small layout at that time. And we've continued to grow and expand. We really enjoy the opportunity to run trains. A lot of these fellows don't have room in their house to run a train. We enjoy it, and we consider this our home show. And we hope you enjoy the layout and the trains that are running in N scale, which we affectionately call normal scale. Okay? Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming. We're glad to be your home show, and we hope you'll always come back. We appreciate it. All right. Well, this is an awesome collection of a variety of different things here, from the videos and the DVDs to the train horns. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Well, my name is Scott Tigg. I own TNW Productions. We're a railroad company. Been in the field of doing programs for probably about 30 years now. So I've seen a lot of places over the eastern part of the United States. Just now, being in the video business, the way the economy is, had to come up with something different. And I was also into real train horns, and decided that an average person, can't afford a real train horns anywhere from $8 to $1,000. So started the PVC train horns, which is the same decimal level, the same sound as a real one, fraction of the cost.
So how did you learn to make these? These are very interesting. Obviously, you homemade them and you did a great job. But how did you learn to do this? How did you come about learning to make these horns? It's interesting.
Well, a guy that I talked to on YouTube, he's out of Texas, and he did the train horns for a project. And he had a booklet, and me and him started talking and changed some stuff on it, got the booklet, and come up with my own design. Like I said, it's been 2 years now, and it's took off really well because people like put them on their trucks, cars, golf carts, four-wheelers, anything. They're not as air hungry as a real train horn, which is good. It doesn't take that much to put them on a vehicle. They don't weigh as much as a real train horn, which is a lot of people likes, and they fit into places where a real train horn can't.
It looks like you got a lot of people interested here. I would buy one, but at the moment, but I also want to stay out of jail and not get sound violations. So I'll come by and check these out in a little bit. Thank you for your time. Alrighty, so just tell us a little bit about who you guys are and what all you're selling for us today.
All right, I'm Terry Harrison from Hendersonville, North Carolina, and I'm selling model train stuff from N scale all the way up to G scale. Multiple roads, a lot of it northern roads, which aren't especially that popular down here, but surprisingly it sells.
So what are some of the most popular railroad lines that you end up selling around here as far as the models are concerned?
Well, you've got the N&W, Chessie, Southern, L&N, most of your southern reaching railroads, and then you have a few that like the Conrail, some of the cars and that. Of course, you got N&W in the way of cabooses, then other cars and that from all over the country, because freight cars are interchangeable and they travel all over the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So we've got northern Michigan cars, we've got cars from Maine, we got cars from out west. Like I say, they're all interchangeable. You know, they're seen every time you go out by the tracks. You'll see cars from all over.
Well, thank you. Appreciate your time. All right, so tell us a little bit about who you are and all this awesome stuff you're selling for us today.
Well, we are Rebel Rails out of Bon Aqua, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. This is our 27th year, and I feel every year of it. And we print our own shirts, we print our own mugs, we print metal signs, mouse pads. We pretty much do it all in-house.
So I'm seeing a lot of shirts of stuff that's going on recently. You got the NS 4000 here, the 911 unit, 1030, the Heritage Schemes. Where do you get all these shirts?
We buy them blank, of course, then we print them. The 611, it came through town here, I think, last week.
Yeah.
So we're hot on that. Spencer just ordered a bunch of stuff for the 611 to sell on the train from us. So
wow.
We really like that. We're licensed with all the railroads, so
wow.
Everything's legal, and we stay right up with it. The 4000, that's the horse's mane.
Yeah.
Right here behind the cab.
Wow.
This SD45 was just restored at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Yeah. I think it's the only SD45 that operates today in the U.S.
Wow. Well, you all are keeping up with the times, and there's not a thing y'all are missing. I see that you sell some other stuff besides T-shirts. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we sell these metal signs. I buy this metal in 12 by 24 sheets. I cut it and punch it. We print it ourselves.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you for coming to these shows. We appreciate it, and we love seeing people going out wearing these T-shirts. That's great. So come on back. Alrighty, so just tell us who you are and tell us about some of this awesome stuff that you're selling. I see a lot of great antique and collectible stuff here.
Well, I'm Bo Brown. I'm from Travelers Rest, South Carolina, and been collecting railroad memorabilia since I was 12 years old. My granddad worked for the Southern out of Spartanburg. He was a storehouse keeper at Hang Car Shop, so that got me interested, and I've been searching the country for it ever since. Today we just brought up some random things that thought people of Hickory might like the train show. We'd bring something that somebody could put on their wall at home and enjoy. And
yeah. Good. That's how we like it. How did you collect all this stuff? How do you find? Because a lot of this stuff I've never even seen anybody sell before, so it's great. Did you just find it on the internet?
Well, we find it on the internet. We find it at auctions, at yard sales, anywhere that I think it might be. We go looking. You never know what you're going to run across. We'll find it here and there. I mean, it's just a lot of it you end up with because you'll buy a collection to get one piece. Yeah. And you end up with all the rest that you need to sell to pay for the other.
Right. What kind of stuff do you have that usually sells the most at these shows? What's kind of the stuff that people normally go for?
Our bread and butter is lanterns, signage, and then the dining car china and silver. That's our main collection, is dining car china and silver. Yeah. That's what we collect.
Well, it's the rare stuff that people want, so I'm seeing some stuff here I'm probably going to end up getting soon. So thank you for your time. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, we're getting pretty close to home here. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're offering and selling here today.
Well, my name is Johnny Graybill. I consider myself the narrow gauge corner here of the train show. I've written books on East Tennessee and Western North Carolina, which most people know as the Tweetsy. I also do a magazine for their historical society. But at the same time, we're sort of branching out and offering HO and soon O-scale models of Tweetsy cars with decals to go everything with it. So most people just refer to me as Mr. ET and WNC.
I'll attest to that too. Sounds right to me. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.